Hello, this is Tons, and we are back with another GreedFall review and play. And because I took time to do a build episode, I can't quite remember what we were doing exactly, so let's check that out. Oh, okay, we're gonna solve the logging expedition problem. Or attempt to. We're gonna try. We are going to make an effort. But if you have some time, you get a chance, check out that build episode. It is about the build we are currently using and probably the one we're going to forever use. And I call it the Cursed Claymore build, or also the Enlightened Curse Giver Knight build. And it's quite a thorough video. It's definitely not brief. That should be obvious given my style, that it would not be brief. I'm not very good with brevity. It makes Twitter a struggle for me. So, I'm sorry, but I like being thorough. I really hate it always being nighttime. I do. We're not Batman. Yeah, I want it to be daytime, damn it. I want to see the sun. I have to say, this game is hefty. You know what I mean? Like, this game has some meat. Since we don't know where we're going, we're gonna run through here. Even though normally we would not do that. It's not our jam. Alright, that's confusing. Alright, it still wants us to go up, it seems. But why does that marker disappear? Alright, there we go.
Locked.
Wait a minute. Now, think about this. This is our house. This is where we belong. This is our faction. We can't get back there. Right? But the Mother Cardinal, on the other hand, we were able to just walk right into that area. It doesn't make any sense. It makes like no sense at all. Only if we're being honest with ourselves. Alright, so are they guarding his bedroom? That's a weird thing to be guarding, in my opinion. Like, I mean, I guess technically from there they're also guarding the office, but you know what I mean. Like, it probably would have been better to have one guy standing next to this door and another guy standing next to the double doors.
Sir de Corsilion.
Decidez, my young student, what can I do for you?
Okay. I'm guessing these are the two quests he's assigned to us. We're not going to say anything about those. Actually, why not? The option's there. Let's go ahead and talk about the stuff we haven't finished doing yet.
The mission you entrusted me with has made great progress.
Very well. Let's see. Good. You have traveled great distances, and the terra incognita will soon be but a distant memory. Keep doing what you're doing, de Sade. Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
Okay.
I've found no traces of Professor Seraphedin yet.
That's most regrettable. But keep looking for him, will you? You never know. Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
I have to wonder, what is the point of having those talking options when they don't do anything useful? They don't provide us with new information. They don't provide us with any partway reward. I don't know. Or maybe they do provide us with a partway reward, we just haven't gotten far enough.
I've come to find you because I received a complaint from the natives of the village of Vigigador. They want to be able to access a clearing exploited by our woodcutters in order to heal it. To reforest it, I assume. But our men there say that it belongs to them and are refusing to let the natives enter it. The site was supposedly ceded to them several months ago. But tensions are running high and some men have lost their lives. If we don't intervene, we're heading for a real confrontation.
It is very regrettable, and I approve of your desire to appease this conflict. According to what you have told me, if ever there was a contract, it must have been signed under our former governor. You should go to the archives and verify this. Then go and talk to Lady Laurine de Morange. And of course, I'll be delighted to help you once things have been clarified.
Thank you, Professor. Once more, you've been of great help.
Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
I cannot remember if we asked him about any of these things. So we're just gonna do it.
What do you know about Lady Morange?
Laurine de Morange is a brilliant woman. The work that she has accomplished here is remarkable.
In that case, why did the prince strip her of her governor status?
For political reasons, obviously. Allowing someone so brilliant to govern a distant city for too long is not without risks. She may eventually have whims of independence. What's more, the prince was looking for a position where your cousin could learn his responsibilities. This governor position seemed ideal.
Madame de Morange. I hope that there's a romance story between those two. I don't know why. They seem... I don't know. I don't think we've seen them interact really with one another, but they seem to have a chemistry, like the way they talk about one another, or especially how he talks about her. Like, he seems like he's trying to get the goods, you know what I mean? He's trying to, you know, let her know where he's coming from. And I would like to see that. I would like to see characters have lives outside of us, you know, have things going on.
What can you tell me about the congregation's status on the island?
Well, thanks to Lady Morange's excellent work, our situation is rather comfortable. Our young city is expanding, new villages and cultivations are starting to emerge, and unlike our neighbors, we have managed to develop rather positive relations with the natives. I hope that our new governor will continue in this direction.
Do you have any news from my uncle?
Don't forget how long it took us to reach this shore. I don't think we'll receive any mail from the prince for some weeks, but I am certain that he would be very satisfied with your work here. Just like I am.
Looking forward to seeing you again, Sir de Corsillon.
I'm loving the spiff. I can't help it. Look how spiff we all look. What is back here? I like how they just let us in. Like, I guess it makes sense. There are clearly things that don't make sense here. Now, we're not going to walk the whole way through. We're just going to walk down these elegant stairs. It bothers me that I could not get these shoulder things on both sides. It's very upsetting. is one of the downsides to the look being tied to the stats. I mean, one of the benefits is that when you see these items, not so much the armor, at least not for me, but with the weapons, oh, I recognize when they have upgrades, and I know what those upgrades do because they all look the same. So I can tell that they have damage bonuses on their weapon just by looking at it, and that's kind of cool. I will admit that. You would lose that if you did things my way, but I feel like there's got to be a way to accomplish both, to satisfy both things. Meet somewhere in the middle, if you will. What is this? Oh, we gotta go to the archives. Bureaucracy. The game. I'm just taking a shot. It's a cheap shot, all in good fun. I don't mean it. We going the right way? It doesn't feel like we're going the right way. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I don't know why I didn't go this way. Property deed of the logging expedition, conveniently placed out in the open and glowing. Following negotiations between Chief Dunncas and Governor de Morange over lands in the Quenvar region, it was hereby decided that the negotiated lands would henceforth be the sole and exclusive property of the merchant congregation for the purpose of carrying out a logging activity. Access to this area is now restricted to members of the congregation. Yeah, I don't like that. Let this be a lesson, kids. Lawful does not necessarily mean moral. They are not one and the same. There are things that are wrong that can be perfectly legal to do, even though they are very immoral or amoral. So, here's an example. By law, what they're doing is right to these indigenous people, but it is 100% wrong. And I don't care what this document says. They better tell me what I want to hear, or Haeva's gonna lose her mind and start cutting down some loggers. Not that that's the right way to handle said situation, but I'm just saying that's where we're at. Okay? It's what we do. Haeva de Seren, the Red Queen. If you don't know, now you know, you know. I wonder if there's going to be a time skip at some point. Similar to how there was technically a time skip to come here. Maybe there'd be another time skip in the future. The only reason I say that is because he said we're probably not going to get correspondence for like a few weeks. And I'm wondering if at some point we will get correspondence. Just look at the spiffness of her. Just look at her. And not just her, look at her crew. Don't tell me Petrus ain't spiff. I mean, his helmet is dirty as all hell, but the man is still spiffed right now. Look at him. Hell, look at Aphra. Who, if I was playing my usual character that I would play in these games, I would be totally trying to get with her. Cause, yeah, the way we met, yeah. like that assertiveness. Well, I hope we sit in a chair for this cutscene. I mean, yeah, they'd all have to stand, but that's fine, you know?
Good day, my lady.
Boo.
Happy to see you again in such fine health. How can I be of service?
Actually, I'd probably be about Lady Mirage, assuming that our teacher didn't have a thing for Lady Mirage. I don't know, I like her. I like Lady Mirage.
What do you know about the ruins found to the northwest of here?
The site that the natives call Didakidnadagace.
That is not how we pronounce it, but yes, we are speaking of the same place.
Your language is difficult to master, but I find it fascinating. To answer your question, I had countless questions about the place when our explorers and scouts first brought back sketches. Intrigued, I went there. I noted the architecture and their decorations. It is certain that they bear a striking resemblance with continental constructions, but they are more ancient. Too old to have been recently built by the Bridge Alliance settlers when they first set foot on the island. I even questioned the natives, but they only spoke of a people of the sea. My first thoughts went to the Nauts, but they're not known for building large towns, less so cities. There are other ruins on a cliff to the east of here. Perhaps they hide the key to this mystery. I hoped to organize an expedition, but the region is dangerous and hard of access. We explored mines at the bottom of the cliff, but we were not able to find an access to the plateau. If the mystery of these ruins intrigues you as much as me, it is in that direction that you should begin to look for answers. Can I help you with any other matter?
Yes. I mean, look at her. Look at her hair. This woman's incredible. Let me stop playing around.
I need you to enlighten me about the property deed of a glade near Vigigador. The natives want to access this place, which according to them is sacred, and which they would like to heal. But some of our men there are using this deed to deny them access to the area. Tensions are running high, and some people have died.
Yes, there was a time when we enacted a lot of contracts. Do you have the document with you?
Yes, here it is.
This cession agreement is only signed with a cross on the native side. Well, writing is foreign to them, as is the notion of land ownership. For them, the earth only belongs to itself.
Yes.
If they did not possess these lands, how did they cede them?
I doubt they knew what this agreement represented, to be honest.
In that case, why make them sign it?
When we arrived on the island, we had to ensure our access to certain commodities. We also had to make sure that we had legal ownership of the lands we were occupying. The natives dreamed of possessing some baubles that they didn't know how to craft. It was easy to make them sign agreements that they didn't understand by giving them some. I was a stranger to their philosophy then. I only thought about my city, and I regret it.
I'm sure we can fix this mistake.
I hope so, Your Excellency. Come, let's find Sir de Corsilion. Can I help you with any other matter?
See, this is why I love this woman. I'm sure we asked all of those things already, so let's get going.
My lady, I have to go. Goodbye.
Sir de Corsilion, it's always a pleasure.
Madame, I expect you've come to see me about this regrettable problem concerning a clearing, which my student told me about.
Indeed, and I think I may have a solution that will allow us to solve this conflict peacefully.
I'm listening.
I must admit that I established this at a time when the culture and the mentality of the natives was foreign to me. The clan of this village was rather open to our presence. They welcomed us with benevolence. For this reason, I think we should allow them access to these lands. In doing so, we would appease the tensions, and we would also retain ownership of the wood. We would even benefit from such an agreement if the natives reforest this area. Then we could exploit it for a longer period of time.
I find this decision perfectly viable, and I approve, but several men were killed, and their comrades will seek vengeance if the person or persons responsible do not pay for their crimes.
I am convinced that Dunncas, the chief of this clan, never approved such an action.
I understand. But I will only write a decree allowing people to go to this clearing, provided the murderer is delivered to us.
Thank you, Master. I will inform Dunncas of your decision.
I'm not saying it's the wrong decision to want to bring the murderer to justice, or what one might perceive to be justice. I'm just saying that if it were up to me, that's not something I necessarily care about. I would be trying to find a different way to resolve it, just because. And I know that would probably lead to tragedy or war or what have you, but I would do it anyway. Because I'm all about the indigenous people as far as the game will allow me to be. But no, this seems realistic and interesting. The dilemma we're facing. I'm hoping we can just go to Dunncas, talk to him about it.
Hello, Your Excellency.
I don't see the point of this, by the way.
Your Excellency.
It doesn't seem to do anything.
You really are honoring your uncle.
Like, I remember when we first got here, we accidentally talked to one of the people, and they were like, "You really are honoring your uncle," like what she just said. And I'm like, we just got here. How are we honoring the uncle? What in the blazes are you talking about? Kerr is so spiff. We should bring him, but no. Vasco's spiff as hell too. Couldn't make his boots match, which was weird. You know what I mean? Like, and I think he had captain's boots on, so they were sea boots, but still. Meanwhile, Aphra, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, her upgrades for her boots were gold, just like the rest of it, but cannot find boots where the upgrades are gold for Vasco. Couldn't do it. I'm sure that was a mistake or an oversight of some kind, if I had to guess.
What brings you here on Almanawi?
Dunncas knows Aphra. You would think there'd be special dialogue after everything that's happened.
At this old man's request, I investigated the conflict that opposes you and my nation regarding the clearing. You will now be able to access it freely to accomplish your rituals or heal the area. And the congregation will keep exploiting the forest. However, there is one condition to this new agreement. You must deliver this man to us, because he is responsible for the deaths of several woodcutters.
These men died because of their own foolishness. No one else is responsible for their deaths. If they hadn't cut all the oakerberry trees, they would have survived.
What does that mean? What are the two of you talking about?
3 woodcutters died eating the meat of an andrig after it was killed by a venomous Dosentats.
It's nothing but a terrible coincidence. And if they had eaten the ochre berries...
We know that you're responsible for all this. The hunters told me everything.
How could you do this? You acted more foolishly than an irascible adolescent. By killing these men, you have brought upon us their wrath. And it is only natural that they should ask for justice.
Dunncas, I beg you. I only wanted the Renoixe to understand the value of the trees they were cutting.
Bloodshed only leads to more bloodshed, and you know that. I would never have thought you capable of doing something so foolish.
If you want to stop the woodcutters taking vengeance into their own hands, you must deliver this man to us.
I understand. But I have one condition before we make this agreement. The Lugaid Blau fooled us in the past. It is their turn to prove their good faith.
What do you want from us?
There is a mine in the forest that the congregation has long operated with help from my people. But digging into the mountain has risked it collapsing. We reinforced the earth with wood. We worked with the Lugaid Blau to save the mountain and the men. We agreed to stop digging and sealed the entrance with a boulder. But some Renoixe came back, and I think they started digging again. And some of my people started going missing. Perhaps because they had seen them break their promise. If the mountain collapses and it is your clan's fault, thousands of lives will be lost.
And you want me to intervene?
You have to stop them. Remind them of their promise. This is the price of my trust. If you do, we punish the person responsible for the death of the woodcutters, and all our quarrels will be gone.
I'll go to this mine and see what's going on.
Is there anything else?
I must leave. Goodbye, Dunncas.
Qua awalum seg.
It just sucks because all peace means for these people, essentially, is letting us do whatever the hell we want. That's basically what it comes down to. And why? Because apparently they're not as advanced as we are, or maybe there's not as many of them. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, we watched. Oh, let's see some. So the blood price. That's what we're doing now, and that's part of the logging thing we were dealing with. Okay. Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure as to why they can't win against us. And the reason I say that is because of the cutscene we watched where Ciora and her sister were getting it in, man. They were messing these people up. And it's like, there's a lot of you that should be able to do exactly what's going on. And to be honest, it made me wonder, like, how did their mom die exactly? I'm not saying they're all powerful, but you know what I mean? Like, I just kind of feel like they should have a better chance than what we're seeing. But it just seems like there's no hope. Like, fighting against us, they're just going to lose. They'll eventually be killed off. So, peace just means, well, you're just going to get to do whatever it is you want to do. And they'll have to give up more and more land to maintain that peace. Yeah, we'll, you know, I mean, look at the resolution here. Yeah, we'll let them. We'll allow them access to the land, but we're going to keep exploiting it. You know, like, so then what's the next conflict? If I had to guess, realistically, the next conflict would be you're exploiting it faster than they can heal the forest. So what happens when they want you to tone it down? I can give you a few guesses. And it's like, yeah, I love Lady Mirage. I do love her overall. And I like that she seems like a real character. She recognizes what she's done, but she's still a politician. I kind of like that from a story perspective. But you gotta pay attention. And I like this from a story perspective too. Like, look, they definitely have been exploiting the area. There are stumps around where they've been logging. But listen to what she was saying. She has regrets now. But it's easier to have regrets after you get what you want. You see what I'm saying? Like, now that you've built up your city and you feel safer and you feel more comfortable, now you can be like, I do regret what we did. Like, the question becomes, is that actually regret? Is it really regret? Or is this something you can now say because you're in a position of power? Who's to say for sure? I don't know.
Sorry, this is private property. I cannot allow you to enter.
Actually, no one should be able to enter. This mine is doomed. It's terribly dangerous.
I wouldn't know. Our employer, Mr. Maillard, is the owner. He's got all the deeds required. Listen, you should go to the authorities. They can confirm all the paperwork.
I definitely will.
More paperwork.
These people are reckless imbeciles if they start mining again in such a dangerous place.
If this mine is as dangerous as Dunncas said it was, those who are exploiting it are reckless. Do these people not have any regard for the lives of their miners?
These Renaigse must not have taken us seriously. We should take a closer look.
Oh, once is the spy on the activity of the mine. Okay. Well, it's a good thing they said something, because I was gonna go all the way back to New Serene. It's like,
We should take the path that overlooks the outer wall. We should be able to see inside from there.
we should take the path that we're clearly already on. Like, come on. Come on, spider. Or spiders. I keep saying spider.
Those crazy fools have reopened this mine.
Those reckless fools. They've resumed operations in the mine.
They broke the stone and started digging under the mountain again.
It's fascinating you would say that, because we didn't even reach the spot where it would make sense to say that. We can't even see. So, very fascinating.
Those chained natives are no doubt the ones Dunncas spoke about. They use them to operate the mine.
The Monesinaiga. They use captives from the villages to dig their mine.
It's revolting. They chain these poor natives up and have them take all the risks in the mine.
They've made them into slaves. We must talk to Sir de Cossillon. I hope our nation is not involved in this business.
There's no way. Maybe we didn't have to sneak. Maybe my eyes are bad, because I don't see anything. I don't see what they're talking about. It would have been neat if I could, but I guess you can't. So I have to wonder how much testing was done, or if this was just one of those things that they didn't have time to correct when they saw it as a problem. Or, like I said, if my eyes are just really bad. Because my eyes are not good with this game. Like, I can't make out a lot of things when I'm playing this game. and is this one. Like, I don't know if the brown filter is messing with my eyes. I have no idea what it is, because I've been playing other games that I'm not recording when I have the chance, just to break up the monotony a little bit of Bureaucracy, the game here. All in good fun, go on. And yeah, my eyes can still distinguish things in other games from significant distances away. So I'm not sure what it is about the graphics in this game that everything just seems to blend into itself. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Paperwork, more paperwork. Yeah, I'm debating on changing our squad. I don't know. As I explained in my build video, one of the issues I have, and I might have complained about it during combat the last time, in the last video, but both Petrus and Aphra are jerks when it comes to crowd control, because they have area attacks. So whereas most of the time our other companions will break a single enemy out of crowd control, they will knock everyone out of crowd control.
I don't have the key.
I wonder what's in there. Now I'm just straight up curious as to what's in there that our cousin is keeping us out. It's very shady, cuz. The stuff Lady Mirage said about the ruins, I'm thinking it was us. Like, we had to be the ones that came here before anybody else and then got pushed out. Had to be. She said the structures look like our structures from back on the mainland, just older. So, and then you look at Haeva, who has the mark from this place, and we were born with the coin merchants, or maybe not born with them, but you know what I mean. Like, they had Haeva. So the structures here are the ones from the mainland. We are clearly from here. You know, it had to be us.
Sir de Corsilion.
The Sade, my young student. What can I do for you?
I've come to ask you about a mine near Vigigador. It was closed for a long time for security reasons, but someone has started exploiting it again.
I seem to recall that a concession in this area was sold to a Master Maillard. However, I do not recall the details of the contract. It was established by the previous government. He is a rich merchant from Serene who arrived on the island only a short while before we did. People say that he is unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous? That's an understatement. This man had some natives captured and he's using them as slaves to work in this mine.
What? Does this old brigand really think that he is above the law? We cannot tolerate such methods, but we must determine the best way to attack him.
Paperwork.
You should start by finding the deed to his property in the archives.
Yep.
Don't worry. We'll not let this man's behavior go unpunished. Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
Looking forward to seeing you again, Sir de Corsilion.
Like, we knew it was going to be paperwork. Come on. I almost don't even know why we spied on him. The reason I say that is because, believe it or not, to the situation, the fact that he's using the indigenous people as slaves doesn't matter. I know that seems messed up or weird, but the reason it doesn't matter is because from the sound of things, he shouldn't be operating in that mine, period. Whether he's using slaves or not, no one should be in there. So it really doesn't matter that he has indigenous people as slaves. So we shouldn't have had to spy on him, because it really didn't make much of a difference. Or you make spying optional, and if you spied, then you have a greater chance of freeing the natives because you knew about them. If you don't spy, then there's a chance, you have a greater chance of losing at least some of them. Property deed of an old mining plot belonging to Master Maillard. This document is written in legal jargon. It is a property deed belonging to Master Maillard. It concerns some land situated in the Quenvar region, including an old mine. The document was signed by Madame de Morange. You will need her help to understand all its legal subtleties.
It seems as though you can't decipher the glyphs of your own people's document.
Are these documents written in a foreign language?
You seem puzzled. Do you need help deciphering these documents?
I get lost in all the legal jargon, but they have Lady Morange's seal on them. We should find her to understand exactly what they say.
You may have already noticed the downside to using Speak Your Mind in addition to having all the party members there, or having more party members. And that's the redundancy of their comments. It makes it feel just a little bit weird, a little out of sorts. If only there was a way for certain lines to be marked as being the same, even though they're from different characters, and then when one remark is used, it cancels out the remark of another, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not talking about the mod author, not at all. They did an excellent job. I'm talking about the game itself. Because I'm willing to bet this would still happen even without the mod. It's just there would only be 2 people here instead of 3. If I had to guess. Lady Morange.
Good day, my lady. Happy to see you again in such fine health. How can I be of service?
I need your advice once more. This time it's about the property deeds of a plot of land and of a mine acquired by a certain Maillard. Here are the deeds. I must admit that I understand very little of what's written, but your seal is on it.
Do not worry, this type of document is always difficult to decipher for the uninitiated. However, they are very clear. Master Maillard is the owner of a plot of land located near Vigigador. He can exploit the forest and plant anything he wants there, but it says here that he does not have the right to exploit the mine. It's even repeated in this other paragraph. Any attempt at mining on this land is forbidden.
And yet, the mine located on this plot of land has been reopened and is being exploited as we speak.
According to these documents, the mine has been closed for security reasons. This man's behavior is reckless. You should go see him. He's presently in New Serene. He usually spends time at the port when he comes. He has some warehouses there.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Haeva's not gonna get to kill this guy. As Haeva would have. Haeva would have killed him. Especially, mainly because of the native thing, not because of the property mine thing. Not because of that. The character I normally play would not be trying to kill him. Like, nah. But the Red Queen here absolutely would kill him if the king gave the option.
Master Maillard.
Who's asking?
De Sardet. I am the legate of the congregation.
Well, I'm flattered. What brings you here, Your Excellency?
I'm here to talk to you about the mine you have near Vigigador. Are you aware that you have no right to operate it? Nor are you allowed to employ slaves there.
But what are you talking about? Surely this is a misunderstanding. Listen, I'm sure there is a way for us to get along. I'm an honest merchant. I've always paid all taxes, and the small bonuses needed. Please tell your cousin that I would be happy to send him the gift of his choice. Now, Your Excellency, if you will allow me, I have to get back to my activities.
I'm afraid you don't understand, Master. It's not a money problem. That mine is dangerous. And you endanger the congregation on this island by behaving this way with the natives.
Come on, don't be so serious, young woman. I'm sure it's nothing that a small bonus can't fix. Goodbye, madam. Best wishes to your cousin. Excuse me, Your Excellency, but I must hurry. I have a lot of work to do.
I don't like that they're dressed similar. I mean, his is dirtier, but he even has upgrades, like he's going to fight. He's supposed to just be a businessman slash merchant. It's very disappointing. At least it is in my opinion. Yeah, Haeva would have leveled that guy. Just would have. Even if she didn't kill him, he would have been bloody. She just beats him with her fist. And even though no character I play would have done this, I feel like there should have been an option to accept the bribe. I'm sorry, but that's just where I stand on this. And even though no game will ever go quite this far with the immersiveness, or if they do, I probably won't be alive to see them. Like, playing Haeva to the full extent of who she is, she would have accepted the bribe, negotiated for a much higher bribe than what he was willing to do at first, then beat him with her bare fist and still made him give up the land. It would have been pretty bloody, but he would have been afraid. It's just who she is, damn it, don't judge her.
Sir de Corsilion.
De Sardet, my young student, what can I do for you?
I verified the contract with Lady Morange. The exploitation of the mine is illegal, as we expected, without even taking into account what he's doing to the natives. I then went to meet Master Maillard.
So, what did he have to say in his defense?
He turned a deaf ear and tried to bribe me.
Oh, some of these merchants are so rich that they forget basic decency. But it's high time we reminded him of who is in charge of the congregation on this island. Here, this is an eviction notice which dispossesses him of all his land for breaching his contract. For his crimes against the natives, he's banished from this island. I will make him aware of this decision, but you should go to the mine immediately. The prisoners must be freed as soon as possible, and the mine closed once more.
I'll take care of it.
Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
Looking forward to seeing you again, Sir de Corsilion.
Another possibility, even though it's not one that I would have used, would be to allow the player the option to poison them or something like that. Like, kill them but make it look like an accident. I don't know. You can get creative with these things. I don't know. I probably would have done anything other than searching the archives for paperwork. Like, I probably would have done any number of things. Crocillian's like, Haeva, what have you done? You can't just kill a person like Master Maynard. With such wealth, he has so much influence. You have no idea the powerful enemies you must have made by doing what you've done. And she's just like, let them come. Hopefully they won't be boring. You know? Like a boss. Look at her. Do we have to do a direct approach, or can we sneak around? Actually, sneaking around can't possibly work, because there's nowhere to jump down when we were up there.
Sorry, this is private property. I cannot allow you to enter.
I don't need your authorization. I have here an eviction notice signed by the governor's ministers. The former owner, Mr. Maynard, has lost his rights due to a breach of contract.
Look, ultimately, we are not the ones who decide. We only obey the boss's orders.
In that case, where can I find him to notify him of his loss?
You'll find him around here somewhere, Your Excellency.
Excellent.
Ah, there he is. You know what, just in case. Just in case. Because this guy, he doesn't quite look like he's going to want to go peacefully. Which is understandable.
Are you looking for trouble? You'd better be on your way.
Master Maynard, I'm so glad to find you here. Here is a document from Sir de Cossillon on behalf of my cousin. Considering the fact that you have not respected the terms of your contract of ownership, you are hereby expelled. The methods you used against the islanders has also ensured your banishment from Tearfra D.
Impossible. By what right? Guards, this woman threatens me.
In this battle.
He still shouldn't have had battle armor. You're sitting there thinking that's why he had battle armor. It's bull crap. He's just a wealthy merchant. Fighting should not be his thing.
These people were monsters. I wouldn't cry over them.
These people were despicable. I'm pleased to have finished them off.
May the Enlightened forgive these brutes. I wouldn't be able to.
Come now, let's go free my brothers, and we can tell Dunncas everything.
Everyone's like, I'm happy we killed him. It's like, yeah, me too. Me too. I guess we can't open it. I suppose what we need to open it is somewhere in here. Okay, so who's this guy? Well, this guy's like terrible at his job, it seems.
Go without fear. You are free. And know that we are sorry for what happened to you.
We must believe that not
Who's she talking to? Oh.
She is an Almanawi. That's why she understands us. Thank you. We will not forget you. May the grass always be soft beneath your feet on Al-Manawi.
So, there was a show. It has, like, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this without giving spoilers. But essentially, I was disappointed when I learned that the person, that this character we were paying attention to, one of the characters we were paying attention to, was not a regular person, but instead one of the people being judged and persecuted and everything else. Like, they were a member of these creatures, right? And it was disappointing because, in a way, it kind of took away from the fact that he was always standing up for them. At least it did for me. That's kind of how I felt there. They're like, this person's Alman Manawi or whatever. I'm never going to say that right, probably. And that's why they understand us. And it kind of made me feel like that kind of sucks. Like, I wish we were just a regular human. Especially since so far it doesn't seem to grant us any abilities or anything like that. I wish we were just a regular human being. A Renagze. And yet, we genuinely cared about these people. We genuinely want to protect them and help them any way we can. I really wish that were the case. And I understand people disagree with me, but it just, for me, it kind of takes away from it being special, if that makes sense. And I have to give credit to Spiders, because in a way they tried to accomplish both. Like, they tried to give you both. So it's like, yeah, you're an Alman Manawi, but you're not at the same time, because you don't know these people, you don't know their culture, you're really a Renagse. So I can see there being an interesting story there, and an interesting internal conflict. But, like anything, there's pros and cons. There would have been a con to just making you a plain human. There's cons to this. So, personally, I'm probably okay with this decision, but
What brings you here on Al-Manawi?
I wouldn't mind being just a regular human, especially since it would have meant that women don't have a mutton chop. But, you know, there's nothing wrong if you're a woman with a mutton chop. I get, you know, it's just, that was just a joke for no reason. But being a human and then still being there for these people and really wanting to help them, I don't know, I think that's another interesting story.
I was able to close the mine. The man who operated it was arrested and will be banished.
Yes, those you freed told me.
How?
From now on, you are my Karants, my friend. You knew how to renew my trust in your clan. Just as trees grow back after being cut.
Thank you, Dunncas. I am honored. Will you give us the old man now?
If you allow it, I would like to punish him myself. Enough blood has been spilled, and he will only call for more of it. Since he loved the forest to the point of killing for it, he will be sentenced to heal it. Every day he will replant what your men will cut down. Every day until the end of his life. Does this punishment seem acceptable to you?
If I explain to Sir de Cossillon that the man was sentenced to forced labor, I suppose he will approve. Thank you, Dunncas. It is a wise sentence.
Is there anything else?
I must leave. Goodbye, Dunncas.
Qua awalam seg.
Yeah, that should have been a choice. I mean, I obviously, as Haeva, as a character I would have actually played if I was not doing a Let's Play or a review and play, would have accepted those terms, no doubt. but it should have been an option. One that has some consequences. Like if you say yes, yeah, your reputation goes up with the indigenous people, but maybe you lose 1 or 2 points with the congregation of merchants, and vice versa. If you say no, that's not good enough, you end up losing some reputation with the natives, but then you get more reputation with the congregation of merchants. Yeah, the natives are all about Haeva de Seren, understandably. Alright, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you for joining me on the adventures of Haeva de Seren. And looking forward to continuing this review and this play. Till next time, take care.